Helluva Season 2, Episode 5 focuses on Millie and Moxie this time around, and Moxie is now leading this new mission to try and assassinate someone in the human world. Like, he is the boss of this operation, and he goes into a semi-human disguise in this Camp Crystal Lake type of area and try to find the guy who killed one of their clients. They find him immediately, but Moxie wants to continue this and try to have a bit of fun with the mission. And Millie is trying to tell him, no, let's just kill him right now. But he insists on finding every single kid who could be responsible for this death, and this leads to Moxie being unpopular in the area, and Millie, disguised as a teenage boy, getting all the fame with her music talent, and feeling like she belongs somewhere, and that she feels happy of herself, and seeing how Moxie has not really been supporting her. It leads to a friction between these characters, which breaks them apart a little bit until the final act, in which they eventually do reconcile together and were able to complete the mission. In the sidelines, Blitz is finding his long lost sister who's been in rehab and is asking everyone in hell where she could be, which leads him to the main mission, and Moxie and Blitz meet up. They find the client's killer and Blitz's sister, and they seem to be together right now, or at least kind of. She is using it. And by the end of the episode, the client killer gets killed, and Blitz's sister tells him to basically screw off. And that's the end of the episode. In my opinion, this is probably my favorite episode of this season so far. I think it was able to do a lot more right than in previous episodes. I think the humor is always on point. I love the dark, edgy humor that I do understand it may not be for some. And to be honest, there are some dark jokes in this episode where it borders a little bit, but that's what I kind of love about it. I love dark humor. I'm sorry, guys. The animation and music is always great. That's what you could expect from Vivian Medrano. At this point, she is really good with her music and where she places these songs. It flows well with the story and with the musical tone that she sets her characters in. It fits perfectly. And the animation, it just gets better and better. And like here, I think the animation is basically Hollywood levels good. I think this animation is great. Like, smooth, clean, colors and contrasts pop. This is a beautiful looking animation. The story itself, much simpler, much easier to follow. It goes basically back to basics with the characters going on a mission that basically they're hired for. Hence the show Helluva Boss. We've just been getting some other side episodes which kind of focus on more the personal life instead of the actual mission with the characters. So, kind of nice to get back to basics a little bit. So it's like a refreshing kind of episode. I would say that there are some character choices with Moxie where he's supposed to be the voice of reason, but here in this episode, kind of felt out of character. Like, he makes decisions that, with him being the voice of reason in this show, I don't think he would have made. But they did it just so that they could stir conflict between him and Millie and give Millie characterization, which is very much needed. Throughout the entire show, Millie gets bits here and there, but never a full-on episode actually delving into her character and what she wants. Here, she finally feels like a fleshed out character with motives, goals, and she felt like an individual. It was so good to finally get some characterization for Millie this time around, which basically helps strengthen more the relationship between Moxie and Millie here. Though it serves Millie, but it doesn't serve Moxie, as his characterization here is a bit dumber, I will say. It's just not how I saw Moxie before, not how I knew him before. I think this episode kind of did him a bit dirty. But he isn't awful, he still has a good joke here and there, and has good characterization, and banters off with Millie and Blitz very well. Overall, this episode is very much fun. A few choices in terms of characters, most notably Moxie, that I didn't really like, but it's great to see characterization from Millie again. Actually, for once. Blitz is more so in the background. He's not the focus here, but his story is very important to the plot, and it's something that I think is going to be explored later on in this season when we get to the finale. Or maybe not, we'll have to wait and see. But overall, this is just another fun episode in this show, and I would highly recommend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.